Before the video begins, I just want to add an epilepsy warning as there will be a series of flashing images that appear throughout this video. Do you enjoy loot drops?
Yes.
Skill trees?
Yes.
Repeated voice lines that slowly start to drive you mad?
Yes.
A screen so cluttered you can't tell what's happening?
Yes.
Then Marvel Rivals Blood Hunt is the game mode for you. Blood Hunt is probably named after the comic event that came out last year and is a limited time PvE mode. It sees you fighting back waves of the undead before besting the big boss himself, Dracula. Now, if you think the main game is a sensory overload, it has nothing on Blood Hunt. Genuinely, my eyes start to hurt if I play for too long, especially as I main Thor, the god of epilepsy. Yes, watching the numbers go up is satisfying, and itches that Balatro part of my brain, but at what cost? I don't even know what's happening on the screen half the time. It's got to the point where I just sit on the exercise bike, holding right trigger, no brain power required. There are 6 characters to choose from: Blade, Jeff, Moon Knight, Punisher, Squirrel Girl, and Thor. All of them have their own skill trees and droppable loot that is auto-collected after every completed wave. You start off pretty bare-boned and weak, and this is probably the only time you'll use the full array of your abilities. This is due to the fact that after gradually curating your build, you become so powerful that numbers start to become meaningless. When it was originally introduced as an even more limited time Halloween event last year, not all the characters had a way to self-heal, unless it was already in their arsenal. Now, all heroes can replenish health on a timed ability that starts with 3 charges, before it goes on a cooldown to recharge. This makes it a lot more balanced and allows all the picks to be viable options. Unlike the main game, duplicate heroes are allowed, so you can rock up as a series of 4 Squirrel Girls if you wanted. No, but seriously, who would want that?
You need to shut the up.
Skins also carry over so you can equip your favourite and look amazing whilst decimating the dead. The waves leading up to the boss have either one of 2 objectives: beat a certain amount of enemies or stay alive for a certain amount of time. As long as one member of the party is alive and kicking, you can endlessly respawn until you complete the mission. You can either respawn immediately at the cost of a lifeline serum or wait for the revival counter while spectating your team. If the whole team is wiped and no one wants to use a revival to immediately respawn, the match is lost. The problem is, one person can keep respawning even if you know you won't win. This means that everyone's time is wasted, as no one wants to leave and be penalised. There is a give up option, but all it takes is one person to keep trying for everyone to get looped back into playing. After each wave, you can pick one of 3 Arcana cards to boost your stats for the rest of the game. Again, these start to become meaningless in the middle, before becoming viable again in the endgame. As mentioned before, the end of the wave also grants loot which can be equipped after victory or defeat. Lower level or unwanted loot can be taken apart in favour of material to craft new stuff. This makes every round feel useful when it comes to progression. There are different levels and rarities of loot, the best of which is a legendary level 60 item, but it's important to take note of the abilities that the items offer, rather than just seeing green arrow up, that's good, with the stats. The abilities are a key part in completing your build, and it's important to assemble items that work well together. Once you successfully complete a difficulty, more unlock all the way up to Nightmare 120. There are 4 different bosses who appear in Extreme and below and randomly appear in Nightmare modes: Catwolf, Ratatoska, Dracula, and a secret boss. At the end of Extreme, Kingpin appears after Dracula if you complete 3 objectives. The fight itself is definitely hard first time around, as he has this one-hit KO move that's very similar to what Scarlet Witch did. Once I reached maximum level, I decided to go back to Extreme and ask people if they wanted me to help them out, and this was both in unlocking the secret boss and just progressing in the game. Plus, it's pretty satisfying to one-tap something that you struggled with before. Defeating Kingpin rewards you with a plush that can be equipped on any Blood Hunt hero, and beating the boss in Nightmare 21 or above has a chance to drop gold that then allows you to construct a gold Kingpin once you have enough pieces. It's a nice reward for those that are continually trying to keep this mode alive. I'm still working on this myself, and it gives me something extra to play for. It does say that it's viable as long as the event is on, but I'm really hoping that the plushies live on past the end of the mode's life. I also want to touch on the matchmaking, which is still a huge problem in the main PvE mode. It's rough here too. As the mode declined in popularity, so did the matchmaking. You can queue for Nightmare, let's say 60, and be put in 30. I don't know how it works, but my guess is that it's averaging the levels selected between the 4 players, if you choose to queue with random people. The problem is, if you want to queue and fill, the chance of getting the difficulty you want is far from guaranteed. That's not even taking into account those who think it's fun to bring their level 1 character into Nightmare 60+ in order to be carried for easy loot and leveling up. It really reminds me of people who lord farm, which happens a lot in quick play. Do not trust people who flex lord icons. Anyway, back to Blood Hunt. The problem with people entering higher difficulties with level 1 characters and nothing equipped is the fact that the waves can still be genuinely hard, and playing a person down is an issue. It ruins the experience and you can't even leave without being punished by the game. Yet, despite all of its issues, I've poured well over 10 hours into a mode that I never thought I'd really grow to love. It's not as good as PvP, or at least it doesn't provide me with that inner rage of a solo tank, but it's a nice thing that they brought back and it added new mechanics to make it feel like a proper mode. I love games like Torchlight 2 and Diablo 3, and whilst this is nowhere near as fleshed out or engaging, there are no superhero alternatives at the moment. And hey, at least I've got an excuse to look at Summer Skin Thor. Finally.